32nd. Thank you.
You too. Right away.
A little bit of showmanship.
I don't know, this thing is a mess. I think.
I'm on this side. I'm on this side. Oh my. Good morning, and welcome to First Unitarian Church of Toledo on June 8th, 2025. I'm Tom Sheehan, today's service associate, and I'm here with Krista Schneider. For those of you who may not know, Krista is our next president of the board, so there is something kind of makes sense. So Jeffrey Maxey, our music director, is here at the piano. Ginny Gottman is here. She's going to be telling today's story. And our tech crew way in the back, there's a little TV studio back there. We've got Jeff Slauson as director, David Strickler controlling the cameras, and Jeffrey Maxey is at the soundboard, but he's up there. And Walter McGee, our producer, is away today, and we hope he will be back with us soon. We have many more volunteers here with us today. We have greeters in the library, religious education helpers for today's RE classes. We have a kitchen crew preparing coffee for after the service, and that crew is led by Carla Logan Mercer. Something about Unitarianism. Our only doctrine in this church is love. It's the power that holds us together, and it is at the center of our shared value. One of our shared values, there are 6 of them, is generosity. This means that we cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope. We covenant to freely and compassionately share our faith, presence, and resources. Our generosity connects us to one another in relationships of interdependence and mutuality. We welcome everyone, as we sang in our opening song. If you're a visitor, and I do see some, welcome. You may notice in the pew rack in front of you a yellow card. And we're always happy to know about new seekers, so if you want to fill that out, we invite you to do that, and that if you put your email address, then we will send you our weekly FYI newsletter, and we'd be delighted to do that. We hope this time serves your spirit.
Hi, I'm Krista Schneider. Let me add to Tom's welcome. Welcome. The flame of the chalice that we light in our services symbolizes courage and illumination and honors our search for truth and meaning. Let's all say the words for the chalice lighting together. They're on the screen and in our order of service as Tom lights the flame. Our chalice has the spirit of Unitarian Universalism. We light it centered in love. May it glow with sacredness, shine, reach, and all. Let's continue reciting together now, with Tom leading us in the covenant of our congregation. This is not a creed, but what we share with general agreement.
Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is our prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
In the first of 3 intentional times of spiritual practice in our Sunday services, we look beyond ourselves, considering celebrations and sorrows and the state of things in the world. There are people in our circles who with their family and friends have challenges of life and death, health and illness, home and travel, financial security, and monetary stress and poverty. Decisions are being made by ourselves and others on how we can live our best lives, which sometimes means aspiring to that and realizing we have moves yet to make to reach aims and goals, and individual and family ways go on with new lives born and many other joys and celebrations. We all have bad days and good. May kindness and gentleness be with us. May we be compassionate to all, as we don't know what other people are going through. So treat one another well, and be glad for their celebrations, and your own, and ours. And to that end, we wish Ed luck with his upcoming heart procedure. You're in our thoughts, brother. We're thinking of Wes and Julia, whose dear friend has been diagnosed with cancer. We're thinking of Will out there on the baseball field, hitting them, throwing them back, our favorite baseball player. And really this week, I think especially, we're thinking of friends and family who will be dealing with a stressful situation, that of a loved one learning to play the ukulele. Let us continue to have First Unitarian be a place of welcome, of grace, even of refuge from hard times. And that in this liberal religious congregation and community, we can help one another, care for ourselves, and have a big part, hopefully, in changing the world for the better. Please share mercy and dignity. And remember to breathe. Oh, and drink water. One reason we join in religious gatherings is to realize common links. The uncommon is here too. Let's be together in faith, hope, and love. Now please join in our opening hymn, number 1008, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place. For you who are willing and able, please stand.
And now, Religious Education Director Ginny Gottman will provide us with her original essay and lesson titled 5 Commandments.
It's a very dramatic intro, my goodness. Good morning, everybody, and especially Tom, thank you for that. I would like to invite all of my little young friends to come forward if they would like to better hear today's story. I am so excited because we have got some new faces here today and some of my favorite returning faces as well. Good morning, Towns. Good morning, Jalen. Hello. Good morning, friend. Ooh. All right, cool. Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. Everybody's coming. I love it. All right, new little friend. Can you tell us what your name is?
Jayella.
Jayella? No, not Jayella, but something that sounds kind of similar to my ears to Jayella. Arnez, can you tell me? Zahara? Okay, that's not Jayella at all. What about you, new friend? Would you like to say your name?
Gavin Zajer.
Gavin is here with us today as well. Yay, welcome everybody.
Towns.
And this is Towns, yes. And we have Jalen, and we have Asani, and we have Howard and Conrad. So now we have taken roll. So today, in the grown-up service, Miss Krista is going to tell people about 10 Commandments. And that's cool, and that's a really good lesson. And 10 Commandments is more than I feel like keeping in mind today. So we're just going to talk about 5 commandments. You ready for them? This is advice that will help you make good decisions in life, whether you are 2 years old or 102. Number 1, don't yuck anyone's yum. Have you ever heard that before? For some reason, people love to judge the things that other people do. I see you there too. Some people will say, oh my gosh, you watch Paw Patrol? Paw Patrol is for babies. Or they might say, ooh, what? You watch the Kardashians? That is so basic. Jalen? According to Jalen, Paw Patrol is life. I feel like there's a lot of wisdom in that statement. And when you know that somebody likes something and you just go rain all over that thing that they like, that's so unnecessary. Don't steal anybody's joy like that. Don't yuck anybody's yum. Let people enjoy things. Do not yuck anybody's yum. Thank you, Towns. Excellent point. Commandment number 2, don't panic. Okay. It sounded like don't yuck anyone's yum because they might eat one of your rabbits? Your rabbit gnomes. There, that makes much more sense. Number 2, do not panic. People tend to stress out.
People might make them eat a shark because sharks are yummy, and then they eat whales after they eat sharks, and then they eat sea creatures after they eat squids.
Lord have mercy, that is so much. That is, what an excellent story, Towns. Thank you very much for sharing that. So back to the second commandment, which is do not panic. We tend to get stressed out about things way more than is absolutely necessary. You come to school to find that you have a test that you didn't study for. Don't panic. Your grown-ups at home. Don't panic. Your grown-ups at home are arguing with each other. Don't panic. You are. Don't make them not talk. Yes. You sometimes do that on accident. Okie dokie artichoke. So you think that maybe one of your friends is mad at you because you think they ignored you this morning. Don't panic. Don't panic. You are trapped in a Vogon airlock with a man from Beetlejuice and you're about to die of asphyxiation in deep space? Yeah, there's a lot that could go on, right? Yeah. So do not panic because you are smarter and stronger than you think you are. You can do hard things. You have already done some hard things in life, and did panicking ever help you? No, it did not. So when you're stressed out, just say, I will be okay. I will handle this. I am smart and strong and capable. Number 4, do not believe. Number 3, Number 3, do not believe anything you see on social media. Do not believe one thing you see on social media. Whether it is a singer or a gamer or an influencer or a person who is just famous for being on TikTok, don't believe anything you see. That thing could possibly be true, sure, but people lie on social media all the time. Do not believe everything you see. Number 4, think before you talk. When you are about to pop off with something, press pause. If you are fighting with your brother and you've got something really mean that you want to say, press pause. Because once that mean thing is out there, you can't take it back. You just need to think before you talk. I bet most of the grown-ups in this room still remember something mean that somebody said to them when they were in elementary school. Once you say a mean thing, you cannot take it back. If someone asks you to do something and you're not sure it's a great idea, you don't have to answer them right away. You can say, I'm busy right this second. Hold on, I'll talk to you in a minute. Then you can think about how you want to answer. Just press pause before you speak. Number 5. Say that one.
Press pause before you think.
Press pause before you speak. Yes. Number 5, do everything in love. Be fair, be generous, be kind to people. Everybody is struggling with something. Give people your generosity and your kindness. You will meet people in life that you don't particularly like and you don't want to hang out with. That is fine. You don't have to be friends, but you do have to be kind. We are Unitarian Universalists, and our whole religion is about being kind to the people we see in life and making the world a better place. So I don't know if this is 5 commandments or 1 commandment. It's a certain number of commandments, and you should remember them all because there will be a test. Are we ready? Let's go.
Let's sing the children out as they go to their religious education classes. Go on your way, you be filled with gladness. Go enjoy, fold your blessed day with peace and love and kindness. Go in love, go in love. Let's take some time now in the service to center ourselves, beginning with Prelude in C minor, played so beautifully, I'm sure, by Jeffrey. staying within ourselves, breathing. Primal colors, this time forget the past, stellar gods, melted wings, sun kings, those painful burns from summer's gilded rays. For now, exclude tomorrow, solar flares, fallen stars, dark holes, Earth's limit set. Today is for yellow, golden blooms, sunny quilts, pastel chicks, the warming sun, the healing sun, the living sun. Breathe. With my mother's words warming our hearts, let's observe 1 minute of silence.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Our reading today is the Behavioral Covenant of First Unitarian Church of Toledo. And a little church history. This document was created in September 2015 by a group of congregants in Fellowship Hall and adopted by the congregation. Here it is. We aspire to create a culture of trust grounded in our transcendent values of mutuality, diversity, spiritual growth, and grounded in our 7 principles and 6 sources. This behavioral covenant describes how we wish to be together in our congregation. In particular, we want everyone to be able to bring their authentic selves to church. We want everyone to be fully and deeply heard. We want everyone to feel that their experience is acknowledged and validated. We want everyone to feel safe enough to risk and to recognize that vulnerability is courage. We as individuals and as a congregation commit to the following practices and promises to make this our reality. We will listen deeply to one another with our full attention and with the gift of time, seeking to understand before being understood. We will get to know one another by name and make an effort to learn and appreciate one another's stories and viewpoints. We will acknowledge our differences, both seen and yet to be discovered, and see them as a cause of celebration rather than a temptation to ask for conformity. We will risk being vulnerable so we can learn to be courageous together. We will be kind and gentle with one another as we learn to be courageous together. We will be kind and gentle with one another as we learn to live out the covenant. We make these promises in service of our mission of fostering spiritual growth and compassionate action, and our vision of creating a vibrant spiritual community that achieves growth, visibility, and relevance.
But they want me to have one for the folks on the internet. Anyway, as I was saying, Towns was very prescient there, saying, hit pause before you speak, hit pause before you think. I know that my husband would probably like me to hit stop before I do either one of those as well. But thank you, Tom, for reading the covenant. It probably does need to be updated. Board members, I like to delegate, so I delegate that to one of you at this point. But we should reflect our changes made. It still makes reference to the 7 principles and things like that. So we'll be able to go through lots of things and do lots of updates. And again, I do like to delegate. I'm really good at that. Good morning. I assume the vast majority of you who know me didn't read the announcement in the FYI closely, so had no clue that I was going to be delivering the sermon today. That's why you're here. Maybe you do know me, saw the sermon title, and thought being elected president has gone to Krista's head. She's pulling a Trump, and you're here to stop me from issuing any edicts. Perhaps you don't know me, but saw the title of the sermon and thought, why would a Unitarian Universalist need their own version of the 10 Commandments? It seems audacious. Regardless, I hope you hear something today that sparks your imagination. Sunday sermons offer a chance to come together in a community and listen to someone else's take on an issue as we pursue our own search for truth. I'm going to give my take on how the 10 Commandments fit with Unitarian Universalism. You may have your own. Guided by UU values, I'll issue 10 commandments to myself. We're working with our congregation, staff, and the broader community during my term as president. Perhaps you'll think about how Unitarian Universalist values inform your relationship to our congregation. First, however, I do want to say that outline for what I'm going to do is very different from the bean sermon that I had originally envisioned giving when Tim asked me to fill in today. In February, I fell down a bean rabbit hole when I discovered both a 15-bean soup mix and a 16-bean soup mix in my pantry. I wanted to know what the extra bean was in the 16-bean mix. So like any normal person, I made a spreadsheet. This created more questions than answers. Analysis showed that there were actually 17 different kinds of beans in each bag. 15 beans of the same kind were in each bag, assuming, and this was a big assumption, that the red kidney beans are the same bean as the kidney beans. This meant that there were 2 types of beans unique to each bag. The 16 bean bag mix had black-eyed peas, but the 15 bean mix did not. It had yellow eye beans. I never even heard of yellow eye beans. Also, what are pink beans? Pink beans sound like some Mattel-created Barbie merchandising tie-in. I was excited about a bean sermon. There are a million cultural references to beans. I'm a humanist, so I had a lot of human bean jokes ready to go. But then Reverend Tim said that I should use the opportunity to introduce my leadership style to the congregation and share any ideas I had for the upcoming year. I decided to scrap the bean angle and build the sermon around the 10 Commandments. I got the idea answering a trivia question about the movie The 10 Commandments. I immediately jumped down another rabbit hole. There's a lot of information on the web about the 10 Commandments. I learned a lot. Bill, did you know that there is more than one version of the 10 Commandments? I didn't. I just assumed, Randy, the 10 directives that God had etched in stones and handed to Moses on Mount Sinai were the same commandments that conservatives pushed to be placed in our schools and courthouses. I also learned that there are actually 13 commandments which get grouped together differently by different sects to form their version of the 10 Commandments. For example, Orthodox Christians and Lutherans don't count "I am the Lord thy God" as a commandment, while Catholics and Reformed Christians put it in the first commandment. Reformed Christians add graven images to the first commandment, while Lutheran and Catholics don't. Tell me some awesome researcher didn't make a spreadsheet to discover these things. I mean, it is kind of like the whole red bean, kidney bean question. What else did I learn down my rabbit hole? I learned that the Jewish version of the 10 Commandments is different from the 10 Commandments of the Catholics and the Lutherans, and that other Protestant churches have yet a third version. I learned, Joe, that the Quran describes how Moses received the divine tablets, but it doesn't describe what was on them. Bill, I learned that Hinduism has a set of 10 ethical principles. Hinduism has a set of 10 ethical principles and guidelines for personal conduct and social behavior that are comparable to the 10 Commandments. These are the 5 self-restraints: nonviolence, truthfulness, non-stealing, celibacy, and non-possessiveness. And then the 5 observances: cleanliness, contentment, austerity, reading of scriptures, and regular prayers. I learned, Terrell, that there are 5 moral precepts of Buddhism that are frequently equated to the 10 Commandments. Abstain from killing, abstain from stealing, abstain from sexual misconduct, abstain from wrong speech, and abstain from the use of intoxicating substances that cause inattention. I learned that these are called precepts, not commandments, because the Buddha does not order one to abide by them. Buddhists believe the wish to adhere to the precepts must be internal. That struck me as very you. we're not very big on being commanded. We're not told what to believe or given a set of worship instructions. We do, however, agree on 6 shared values to describe our religion. We've seen this with the jet pig: interdependence, pluralism, justice, transformation, generosity, which Tom spoke of, and equity. To be sure and clear, like the Buddhist precepts, UU's stated values are not commandments. They were not handed down from on high by an angry or even a loving God. Our 6 values were adopted in a democratic vote after a multi-year process of debate by the Unitarian Universalist Association and its member congregations. We had some of those debates here in this congregation, sometimes hot, heatedly. We worked through them. And UU bylaws mandate that this sort of review take place every 15 years. Unitarian Universalism embraces the idea that we are an evolving faith. The language describing Unitarian Universalism has actually changed multiple times over the course of UU history. I'm sorry, I drink a lot of water. I promise to turn my mic off if I have to pee, though. I like the idea of an evolving religion. I recently did some work as an editor, and that experience, I think, made me think that I would rewrite the 10 Commandments for Unitarian Universalism for this sermon. And as I was thinking about this, my first question was, well, would I keep any of the commandments? Are any of them worth saving? Or should I just start over from scratch? So I started going through the list of commandments with that in mind. The first one, don't worship other gods. Toss it. I often say to folks who ask me for prayers that they're in luck, because as a Unitarian Universalist, I have access to all the gods. The second commandment, don't worship idols. Don't worship idols. Toss it. Don't use God's name in vain. Gone. I mean, if I kept this one, I'd just be setting myself up for failure. Remember the Sabbath day. I mean, yeah, come to church if you can. That's a good idea, but that's probably as far as I'd take it. It would be very hypocritical of me to command anyone to fast. Honor your mother and father. Toss. Don't get me wrong, I'm lucky. I have amazing parents. They're both Unitarian Universalists. Sadly, my mother has passed away. I miss her every day. My dad and I, he's 94. We go to church. We go to lunch with his church group of Unitarians up in Michigan from the New Hope congregation in New Hudson, Michigan. And they're lovely people. They're Unitarians. They love my dad. My dad loves them. We were there last Wednesday. A number of them who are younger than me couldn't come up with words. My dad supplied the word they needed immediately. Amazing. So my parents are great. But sometimes the relationship between parents and their children is one of abuse or neglect. Sometimes parents won't accept their children for who they are. As a Unitarian Universalist, I trust people to determine for themselves who's worthy of their honor and respect. Number 4, don't murder. This one. Come on, I'm not, keep. It's solid, right? I mean, keep. We'll keep that one, don't murder. Don't commit adultery, number 7. 86 it. My husband's here today. Joe, I would never cheat on you, I swear. I do. I love you. We've agreed to be monogamous. That's awesome. However, again, I trust consenting adults, to make their own decisions and establish rules in their relationships that work for them. As long as everyone agrees about those rules and people are honest with each other, I don't really have a problem with what you do. I'm a child of the 70s. Number 8, don't steal. Okay, again, keep. But make sure, keep don't steal, but make sure that we're applying a class analysis to this mandate. For example, ensure that the rule here applies to how the rich treat their workers and the poor. Number 9, don't lie or tell lies about others. Keep. It's important. That's how we're going to get along to each other, with honesty. Even if we don't agree, and Tom and I had some things we don't agree about, but we talk through them. We agree to disagree. We're honest with each other. We're our authentic, genuine selves. Except the don't lie thing we need to omit white lies, because like if I'm singing in the pew and someone next to me wanted to say like, oh, you have a nice voice, and I kind of heard the hint of sarcasm, I'm still going to take it as a really white lie that's awesome. So we can go ahead and do those if you'd like. By the way, Joanne, I love your earrings. That is true. That is not a white lie. It's Catterday. So please, after the service, go up to Joanne, say hello. If you don't know her, introduce yourself to her. Talk to her about Catterday. She's wearing a cat on her shirt. And the 10th commandment, don't covet your neighbor's spouse or other stuff. Don't covet your neighbor's spouse or other stuff. I don't know. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this one in abeyance until, one, there is more income equality in our society, and my neighbor doesn't have a lot more than I do, by virtue of their race or where they were born. And 2, I'm going to hold this in abeyance until I'm certain that Jason Momoa and his spouse have no plans to move next door. As I went further down this rabbit hole, I discovered, however, that there are actually already a lot of Unitarian Universalist rewrites of the 10 Commandments. And I finally ultimately decided that adding my own version to the mix, it probably wasn't going to add much to what's out there already or make that big of a difference. So in lieu of writing a more general Unitarian set of commandments, I decided to issue 10 commandments to myself that I felt would make the next 2 years of my governance in this church with the board. We had an excellent board last time. Julia stepped in and did an amazing job as president when she needed to. And I just want things to go as smoothly as that. And I'm really excited to working with all the folks coming up. Anyway, here are the commandments I've given to myself. First and foremost, stand on the side of love. I hope that people will see me as just and loving. I pledge to try to make our church a safe space, no matter your race, your immigration status, your creed, your gender, your age, no matter if you have a disability, and no matter who you love. Too many people are getting hatred thrown at them right now. Hatreds that have been part of our world for far too long. Hatreds that many UU members and others have been working to end and are still working to end, and that we have begun making strides to overcome. Those hatreds have become emboldened in our current political climate, and we must resist this hate. The second commandment that I made for myself was to walk in the broader community with our shared Unitarian values. I pledge to show up when I can, to show up at resistance rallies, multi-faith events, Judy, the Pride Parade, David, and other community events, to show up in my First Unitarian Church of Toledo t-shirt, to let people know that they will be welcomed here. Melanie C's Social Action Saturdays and Phil Z's work with the Social Justice Committee are models. Number 3, for myself, learn. I pledge to admit, Joe, could you shut your ears for a moment? I pledge to admit when I don't know something. And to be open to learning new ways of looking at situations and approaches. Number 4, communicate positively. I pledge to respectfully talk through disagreements and issues and to listen carefully to fully understand where people are coming from, again, even if we don't agree. To be a radical listener. Bill, PT, with your words to me after service the other day when we spoke about that, it really mattered. I'm taking it to heart. Number 4, be transparent. I will try to make sure that congregants know when and why a decision is made at the board and why and how church dollars are spent. That relates to number 6, accountability. I want to be accountable for my own mistakes and victories. I don't want to point fingers at others. I'm going to try to check my temper and anger. Not when I'm driving. I've tried that, it doesn't work. But here, I'm going to try not to be defensive and dig in or gloat when I win, which I will. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to gloat. Number 7, be fiscally responsible. I think we on the board and in this church, we need to remember this is our money. We need to take our fiduciary responsibilities and duties seriously, while also being an advocate for church investments and spending done with RUU values in mind. Jeff is an excellent treasurer, and I look forward to continuing to work with him. Number 8, take care of our building and grounds. I'm so impressed with Dave and Phil and everybody who helped keep this church going. The capital campaign that Sandra and Marna worked on so hard on has just been a blessing. Along with the work of the implementation committee, I hope that I, as president, and we have the board, continue to support you all in that. Also, Sue's work to secure funds to help make our church safer. Wow. Number 9, I hope to be able to build for the future by being honest about our past and present. Honest about our past and present. Have we always been welcoming to all? How can we do better? Let's take an honest look at these things. Are we where we want to be right now? This is how we'll grow and evolve. This is how we build the next generation. This is how we build diversity, equity, and inclusion. I know you're all waiting in anticipation for number 10. The 10th commandment I made for myself is to have fun. I want to make our church a place where we can have fun. I love when we host concerts. We have one of our singers here from one of our concerts. It's amazing. You came back. I love that Jenny's RE curriculum teaches important lessons, but with fun activities. I mean, listen to the enthusiasm of all the kids today during this story. Although the mentioning of squids and eating squids and stuff, it actually got me really hungry. I love our coffee hours and the potlucks that Carla and the kitchen crew work so hard to facilitate. They allow the fellowship we need. I think our new uke symphony may be the coolest thing ever. I love the Tai Chi classes we had. Man, we should have goat yoga in the back. I don't know, whatever your idea of fun is, let me know. Let's make this happen. We talked about a disco ball in here. Let's do this. You know, we're a beloved community. And sometimes, like families, we're going to get mad at each other, but we still come back to each other with love when we can. And the last thing I want to say is that I promise that I am going to try to do my best to help our church thrive. I'm excited to work with the new board members. But of course, the truth is, the new board members and I, without all of you, our actions won't amount to a hill of beans. Thank you.
Thank you, Krista, for all that wisdom. At this time, we have the offering, and we'll pass the baskets here in the sanctuary. Where are those pesky baskets? Well, we will. Oh, there's some in the back. Okay, cool. And all of you, including our YouTube viewers, you can also donate electronically or by mail. There's information on the screen for you. Thank you for being generous and for helping Unitarian Universalism to thrive in Toledo. For our offertory hymn, let's sing number 404. By the way, we have two hymnals for those of you who may not be familiar. The low numbers with like 3 digits are in the big fat hymnal, and the higher numbers are in the thinner teal-colored hymnal. So this is in the big fat hymnal, number 404. What gift can we bring? Please join in, rise in spirit, and if you are willing and able, rise physically too.
I always have to turn my mic back on after the singing. You're welcome.
And the world heeds the collective joy of relief.
It's the coming soon part of our service where we tell you what's sacred for our next Sunday. We give some announcements, and we also let you know what's up right after the service. For next Sunday, the 9:45 a.m. Spiritual Forum is Ask the Minister with Reverend Tim at the mic. We'll bring lots of questions. Bring hard ones. I'll give a candy bar to the person who asks Tim the question that is the hardest for him to answer next week. Deal. All right. Awesome. And then next Sunday's sermon at 11 a.m. is Civil Disobedience as Spiritual Action. And that will be given by Commissioned Lay Minister David Strickler. Can I just say, so last week Melissa Jeter gave the sermon, and next week David Strickler gives the sermon? That's really unfair to me. Like, how am I supposed to look good? I played softball. I was, all right, All-State honorable mention in Michigan, class of 1983. I know what it means to hide someone in the lineup, okay? On Thursday, June 12th, a celebration of the life for Betsy Ford, who's done these beautiful pictures up here and was just an amazing artist and Unitarian. Again, Thursday, June 12th, her celebration of life will be here at our church. 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. is an open house. It will be followed by a service here, and then lunch and reception in the sanctuary immediately following that service. Fellowship Hall. Right, Sanctuary Fellowship. And we're going to go down the hall to Fellowship Hall and meet with her family, who I know will be happy to see all of us there.
Our church has many activities, some of which might interest you. So please do check our website, uutoledo.org, or our UUFYI newsletter, accessible from the website or in your email if you filled out the yellow card, for upcoming events. Now, one event that promises to be excellent is the Woody Troutman Lecture. Ask Us About the U.S. Immigration System, a panel discussion Tuesday, June 17, from 5 to 6:30 p.m. at the main library downtown in room 1 on the first floor. This year's lecture adds new co-sponsors, the Toledo Lucas County Public Library and Welcome TLC. Please, if you have not already done so, be sure to return your pledge to the stewardship campaign by the end of the month. We need your pledge to meet our 2025-26 budget projections. The final coming soon entry is for me to invite you to enjoy. Let me start again. The final coming soon entry is for me to invite you to join us in Fellowship Hall after today's service. It's right down the hall on the left for coffee, conversation, and social time.
Let's have one more observance of spiritual practice. We have gone beyond ourselves with the pastoral time and turned within for meditation, contemplation, and prayer. Now, recognizing the Buddhist thread in our congregation, we will share a time of metta, having for and sending to all beings love, kindness, and compassion. We also have pagans among us. We will follow that with the Wiccan read. I hope I said that right. Let's recite these words together. May I, may we, and may all beings be well, be happy, be peaceful, be safe, awaken to the light of our true nature, and be free.
And ye harm none, do what ye will.
Now, please join me in saying the words on the screen while Tom extinguishes the chalice. We send the flame from our Unitarian Universalist chalice with love on which we center everything, to fire up the world, spread equity, generosity, interdependence, justice, pluralism, and transformation. Go in peace, holding, knowing, and centering love in your lives, and sharing love in your actions. Merry meet, merry part. Aye, and blessed be.